afternoon, good evening, grand rising, wherever you may be. Can you just do me a wee favour and drop me a one in the comments to let me know that you can hear me, please? And I will crack on and we will get James in a wee second. Hold on, I'm just going to make sure we are running. I'm on a new piece of equipment. So just want to make sure. Yeah, we are live. Perfecto. Nice one, Shakesh. Thank you. I think I'm going to have to make you my personal assistant, Shakesh, because you're like on the ball for me, homie. Right. Anyway, it's not about me. It's about James tonight. Well, it's about both of us. When two worlds collide, it's the 20th of October, 2023. It's the back of seven. So I'm going to invite my favourite Canadian, the only Canadian I know, to be honest, but hey ho. Okay, here we go. Jamesy boy, and I will unmute you. There
How
we
are
go.
you?
Hello. Hey, hello. How
Great to
are
see you.
you, unbearded one? Are you
Yep,
well?
I'm well. I'm well. It's funny, my Greek
Good.
buddy, I've been out at his place. It's harvest season, right? So I was out there and he comes out and he looks and he goes, man, he goes, it still baffles me. He goes, other than the eyelid tattoos, he's like, you look like a professor now.
Yeah. Like you have a total different aura. Like I did make a wee short about do looks define you because you do look so different. And I was wondering if people have been treating you different or if, I don't know, are people treating you different when you've been out and about? I don't know if you've been out and about much. I just, I don't know. I see a completely different you. I feel you feel more proud of yourself, and I don't know what that is. I think it's just the new you, the change. It all went hand in hand. But you're looking great. You're looking
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. It's
You're
like I
very
said to my
welcome.
friend the other day, it's like even though I trim my beard a lot because I like to keep it tidy, I think there was a lot of negative energy still attached to that beard that was affecting my
Yes.
body.
Mhm.
And I just
Mhm.
I feel like a different me. I mean, I still have these things I've
Yeah.
been struggling with the last several weeks, but they're things that
Mhm.
all human beings struggle with. You know what I mean? So,
Well, yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about positivity, basically, because obviously I don't want to get into it, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that's really horrific, but the more we talk about it, the more we feed into that energy. So I don't really
yes,
want to talk about it, but it does affect us all. It's all over social media, friends. It's causing loads of diversion in families, friends. So obviously we've got our own natural things going on in our normal lives as well. And for
right.
me, I did take a wee wobble the other week, as you know, I had to cancel a stream. It really triggered my PTSD. And I thought, right, Zoe, what are you going to do to stay positive, to keep going forward? I just basically came off Twitter because that was the worst for all the videos. And then I've just came off social media. I've just not been sharing anything, looking at anything. If something pops up, I just walk away. And honestly, good things have been happening since I've done that. I've been getting Reiki clients. I feel my vibrations are higher. I'm attracting the right people. I'm communicating with the right people. So yeah, what do you do when things get a bit, it's coming from all angles? Do you just shut off as well, kind of thing?
Well, I'm not sure. Like, I guess each situation is different on how I handle it. But I just want to say that one thing about positivity is you don't necessarily have to be talking positive to be putting out positive energy. But that's the thing is we don't have to talk about the negatives in life. We all have them.
Mhm,
But do we
mhm,
have to talk about them on a daily basis, about all the daily struggles that we know we all have? Because, oh, well, it's
mhm.
making small talk. Well, let's make small talk about something more positive. We don't have to talk about the struggles. And when something does hit you really hard, everyone's here for us, obviously,
Mhm,
right? But
mhm,
why lower their vibration by like, oh, work today and this guy or this
yes,
person at work and then all my
mhm,
children or oh my dog or this or that? Like,
mhm,
don't burden your friends with those things is a part
mhm.
of positivity by just not talking about the mundane negative things that we all have to go through,
Yeah. And some
right?
people I feel like to wallow in misery. You do get people that are just so judgmental, just projecting their anger. And I don't get it. I think some people are lost causes that way, and they're going to have to keep coming back and doing this life again and again and again until they realize that the way forward is love and not hate. But first of all, I need to jump in the comments because we've not even seen who's here. You don't have access to the comments, do you, James?
No, only whatever you get up on stream or screen. So I see Crone is there. Hi, Crone. Good to see you. Thanks for being here with us. The Spiritual Effect
Craig.
again. Thank you for being here. And Craig,
wow,
in the
there
house.
We go. Yep. Craig in the house. On that point, I've got to say, our Only Cans
Hello to
episodes
Stephanie.
are flying through the roof. We're getting like 2.4 thousand views and everything like that. Oh, there's my wee Teresa in the house. Whoop, whoop. Thank you so much for joining us, peeps. Are we legends? Yeah, I just thought if we just stick to a wee positive thing, now being positive isn't always being happy. To me, positivity is knowing that things are going to get better. Like, not every day is crap. And I learned a good thing from Craig. You know how we all go, oh, I had a really bad day, or oh, today is going to be a bad day because this is happening. He taught me that it's a bad hour. So you've maybe had a bad hour that day. Don't let it define your whole day or your whole week. If something bad happens, it's just that little bit and then move on. So yeah, I like that, Craig. I must say thank you.
Yeah, no,
Wise
that's
man.
great advice. It is because we all have things that we don't want to do that we then want to say is a negative thing, perhaps. So that's it. If rather than saying that's going to ruin the whole day, I'm just like, oh, I got to deal with that moment. And you have to forgive my dog. They're harvesting all the corn and stuff coming into the silos. She thinks it's her job to tell them to go away. So I'm just going to close it.
As he goes, rah, lunchbox. On that note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit of what James has been doing. If you don't mind, James, I'm going to get you say tomatoes, I say tomatoes. It's just a wee minute video, so I'm just going to share the screen just now and pop up what James, because I love all the stuff that you do. I think it's fantastic. Right,
I got pizza sauce on my stove right now that I started making like yesterday or the day before.
It's your salsa. I just want to eat your salsa. I just want to eat your salsa. This doesn't sound right. Sorry. Right, let's hope. Is it? Oh, you've got volume there.
Yeah, just taking up some nice cherry tomatoes. Those were a bumblebee striped cherry tomato. Slicing them in half. Get an oven prepared at like 220 degrees.
Wow.
Some lovely salt into the oven.
Awesome. Wow.
And like you can eat them just like that. Once they cool down, they're like a yummy, delicious treat. Or you can throw them in soup, or you can then blanch them in boiling vinegar and water and layer them with oregano and olive oil to have sun-dried tomatoes for eating on bread.
I'm just laughing because there she is. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm going to share that tonight. Hold on, let me see if I can get back to my screen. Yeah! You see, I'm learning. Hey, Craig, I'm sorry. Craig gets it. I just want to eat your salsa. Oh, that YouTube video's still playing. Hold on. Some other lady's talking to me now. Sorry, guys. I could hear that. That's funny. Yeah, I just want to eat your salsa. It just doesn't sound right. Look how clean your oven is. It puts Stephanie's to shame. I love that.
Oh,
see, I'm not a tomato fan.
Lighting can do a lot. I mean, and like just a guy who's worked in restaurants and stuff, my stove is definitely cleaner than most restaurants I've ever been into because there's just
can imagine.
Right. It's still to me, I look at it and I'm like, it's a used stove because mine conked on me and I bought this one for like $125 and I abuse stuff. Like I'm cooking big pots of stock on here and salsa and sauces that my stove's not meant to handle the weight of the amount of food that I'm cooking on it. Right. Because it's not a commercial stove. It's not meant to have 15 liters of salsa being cooked at a time, right? But hey, when it breaks, I'll buy another used stove for 125 or $150 and it'll last 5 or 6 years,
Well, Alexa, pause. Why does Alexa always go on when I'm on a stream with you? That's so weird. I don't even say it.
I
It's the
think she's
sorcerer
stalking me
in you.
because I don't have it. I don't have it in my house. So she's like, look it, he needs to have Alexa. I don't have no Alexa or
Yeah.
Google or any of those things.
No, I used to be totally against Alexas, and I thought, you know what, you've got a smartphone anyway, Zoe. So basically, everybody's listening to you and seeing what you're doing and what you're buying and your buying caps and everything like that.
Yeah.
Because I do find it hard. Like, I would love to promote the channel more, but I hate social media. So I'm like, I could probably get loads more subscribers and stuff like that. But oh yeah, I'm just going right off social media. I think the more I'm connected with nature, the less I want to be on devices and just, yeah, doing
Yeah.
my wee shamanic path, you know?
So that's like the good thing about like YouTube and these things is they're a device, right? They're a
Mhm,
tool that we can use. We
mhm,
can use it to learn new recipes. We can use it to learn, like to read a book for us if we're busy doing something. You can have an
mhm,
audio book playing in the background.
mhm.
I think I just saved one yesterday, The Four Agreements, so that I can have that
Oh,
playing when I'm
Toltec
trimming
wisdom.
tomorrow, right?
I love that. The
Uh,
Toltec wisdom.
Or
Amazing.
it's like
Amazing.
most of us are animal lovers, right? So positivity.
Mhm.
If you're having a really crappy day, say your favorite animal is alligator. Type in alligators doing funny things. I'm sure you'll find at least all 4G audio podcast. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for
So yeah,
joining.
just type in alligators doing funny things. I guarantee you'll find at least one video of that, and that can
Mhm.
help lighten your mood, right? I like
Yeah.
Aussie Man reviews. I think his commentary is top
Mhm.
shelf, and he's got a series, Cats Being Dodgy, and it's so. If you can make it through one of those videos and not laugh, then you might be having that bad of a day. Because
Was
I
that
can make
Aussie
it
man?
through.
Did you
Sorry,
Was it Aussie man you said? That's who you
yeah,
watch?
Aussie Man
Yeah,
reviews.
yeah. I
Yeah,
know who you are. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
just he's so
Amazing.
top. He's top shelf. I've
Mhm.
watched a lot of other compilation videos of try not to laugh, and most of them it's pretty easy to make it through not laughing. But you just go to any one of his animal compilations, and you're done for. Like,
Brilliant. I think it's the Australian accent as well. Like I think they always just sound really funny and they're
yeah,
very like expressive. So yeah, he nails it. He nails it. I
right.
was introduced to
So
him a couple of years ago. It's good.
So the video I shared maybe a week ago from Nicole in the Telegram group of her cats. She just was over the other
Oh
day and she's like,
yeah.
I wish there was a place I could send this. And I'm like, Aussie Man has a submission channel. You should submit
Absolutely.
that cat video because it's like
Mhm,
her one cat
mhm.
has this bird and the other cat that's kind of a bit of a dick comes over and is just like, hey, I'll take your bird, and it fucks off. And as she pans out, her other cat's watching all this happen. As the first cat's like, wait a minute, my bird's gone. I want that back. Like, such a great video, right? So she
Brilliant.
sent that off
Brilliant.
to Aussie Man submissions. And I'm like,
Nice.
he's got to use that. It's just such a perfect scenario for his commentary. And I really hope
Absolutely.
it does get used because it's just funny, right?
Absolutely. Like I can only watch channels like the Dodo because I know that it's going to be a really heavy story to start with, but I know it always turns out all right. Some of the other ones, it can kind of ruin my whole day if I go on like one of the wee cat rescues and there's like a cat that's pure mangled because it's got two broken legs and and I know it's going to be okay, but that initial like, oh yeah, yeah, I've
Yeah,
just been just very sensitive just now, I feel, to like
right.
violence
Yeah.
and things and
I
yeah,
think a
yeah.
lot of
Even
us
like with
are.
Netflix. Yeah, of course, of course, of course. I think we just have to protect our energy a wee bit more. Um, yeah, definitely do that. But it was great doing
Yeah.
Reiki yesterday. I had some amazing feedback, and it gets me in a nice healing zone. So I'm just gonna focus on myself through the winter because the winter's hard. There's a storm just now here. And honestly, James, my whole back garden, all the sunflower pots down, all like the fabric that I had up is all torn down. It's absolutely mental. I've not seen a storm like this for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Did you
perfect reason
enjoy
to
the
sell.
storm while it was happening, though?
I wanted to go down to the beach that I go to because supposedly the harbour that I go along, the
Yeah.
waves were right over it, and it's a shame. I was going to actually show us, but I put on the wrong device. Anyway, one of the wee house, it must have been like an old fisherman's place that the baby stayed in. That's been blown right off, and it's into the harbour, and it's like 200 years old or something. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a wee shame. But it's
Storm
nature.
of a
It's not as if
lifetime.
vandals have came along. Yeah, yeah. But I'm dying to go along. I might go along after this. I don't know. It's a bit dark. It's a bit scary at night. But yeah, I love extreme weather. I do. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not when
So
it's
that's
that in
another.
my whole garden.
That's it,
Crazy.
right? I'm on that fence as well. Like I see big storms coming in, and I'm like, oh yeah. But you seen earlier this spring, I was like, oh no, my garden. But now seeing what the plants did after those big storms, the plants that survived, which was 95% of them, thrived and did
Mhm,
amazing. So
mhm,
now when there's big storms that are crazy like that, I'm not going to worry about my crops because I'm going to
mhm.
know that, well, I grew them well and I gave them the best chance they have. So if they
Exactly.
thrive, great. And if they don't, hey, I tried. And that's all we can do.
Exactly. You've got no control over the weather. And as you say, it made you stronger crops. It taught you a lot more. And
Yeah,
like, see all the big pots that you're making, obviously that's you harvesting your stuff. Do you just like freeze things and keep them? Or
I
do you
do.
donate the stuff to the Pure Love Foundation? Or what do you do with your stuff?
Well, I process as much as I can, and if I was going to do like a chili or something for making food for the homeless, I have those stores available. In that sense, I
Brilliant.
have the food available.
Amazing.
And then yeah,
So
I'll
good.
show you really quickly. Like I just take like this is
Doo-doo-doo.
tomatoes that
This.
were boiled down, and
Oh,
then with
amazing.
caramelized onions, and then I boiled Oktoberfest sausages in from raw
Oh,
in the
okay.
sauce, and then I took them out and I chopped them up really fine, and I put them back in here, and I reduced it so that it's super thick for pizza sauce,
Wow.
right? And that's
Nice.
enough
Ah,
there to do
brilliant.
like that's enough to do like two large pizzas or two
Amazing.
medium pizzas with extra sauce, which is the way I like it. I like a lot of sauce, but then I
Amazing.
could just stack it in the freezer, bang, 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 right?
Sorry, I'm just looking at Craig. He's saying Oktoberfest sausages, PTSD with those. Yeah, Craig and I went to meet Sonia, like, in the summer, and it was Edinburgh Festival, and they
Yep.
sell those bratwurst Oktoberfest sausages. What was it, Craig? £1,000 of sausages put. It was like, was it 750 or £8 a sausage? So it was 16 quid for two sausages. And
Yeah.
he stupidly said he would treat me. So yeah. They're not cheap, but it's Edinburgh Festival, so they bump everything up.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
there's
any
Ray J in
food
the house.
festival. Ray
Hi,
J,
Ray
good to see
J. You're a
you.
wee
Good to see
legend.
you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
But
yeah,
so
those
let's go
sausages are
back
right.
to like the storm, right? And how the storm,
Yes.
I was all worried about it, and it became this positive thing, like on how it made
Mhm.
the plants extremely strong, right? Well, that's like
Yep.
us. So when we're
Mhm.
down, positively remember that the storm that we gone through builds stronger, more resilient plants.
Mhm.
And that's a positive,
Ooh,
right?
absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
anyone who's watching this now that might be struggling, I know you can get through this. And how do I know this? Because genetically it's been encoded to you and in you since the dawn of time. You come from a long line of survivors. Famines, floods, volcanoes, hurricanes. Your family survived. You survived. It's in your bloodlines to survive anything that's thrown at us. Every single person that's on
Mhm.
this planet right now, our genetics, we've
Mhm.
had everything possibly thrown at us, and we are here. So
Mhm.
try not to sweat the small stuff that seems like really, really big stuff at the time, and just remember that you can definitely get through this and find one
Mhm.
positive, forget all those negatives, try and let the thoughts come and just process, because that's what our brains do. Our brains create thought
Yeah.
and they process them, but it's up to us on whether we want to hold on to that thought and keep rethinking it.
Mhm.
We could just let it pass,
Mhm.
or we could sit
Mhm.
there and be like, oh, Yeah.
Hmm.
And then just keep
Should have
thinking it
done
over. And
this.
I've done it, and I still do it. Reminder
Hmm.
that, this is what I know, and we're practicing this. We're practicing life. We're practicing being caring, kind, understanding human beings. We're not perfect.
Hmm.
We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna hurt our friends' feelings. We're gonna have accidents. We're gonna get angry. We're gonna raise our voices. We're not perfect. We just got to try our best to practice the way of peaceful beings, of love,
Hmm.
kindness, compassion, understanding. I love you all.
Absolutely.
You're all valuable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been saying that there's a reason that we're all alive at this time of our lives, which is one of the craziest times in humanity, even pre-war and stuff. Our ancestors have gone through famines, like you say, wars, and gone through, and we're all here for a reason. And I just think it is to spread that light, to share that light.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're all going to do it from a healing aspect, but if we just stay positive, just keep in the good circles, plant a few seeds to people to look elsewhere and things, I think that's why we're all here. Basically,
Yeah.
it's like the Great Awakening. It really is.
It's like,
It's
no,
scary,
when
but it's
my
good.
friend was over the other day and we were chatting, and I've been really getting accustomed to saying, I'm by myself, I'm not alone. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like, I listen to a lot of motivational speeches and these things, like hours a week generally when I'm outside working. And a lot of them say that if you want to be better, you got to be around better people. You got to be around the people that talk the right talk, they
Yeah,
walk the right talk. You're
yeah.
not going to get there hanging around with your high school chums, uh, just chilling and relaxing all the time. You got to get out, you got to meet new people, you got to do these things. And I was like, I'm out here in seclusion. But at the same time,
Mm,
I feel I'm surrounded by those people, the people that are giving these speeches, because
yeah.
they're speaking on a one-on-one basis, and they're saying to me the same thing that I say to other people, like, that are watching, like, I don't know you, I've never met you, you're a complete stranger in some other country, I love you
Hmm.
and I believe in you. And when
Absolutely.
these people are
Hmm.
saying that in my speeches, I started realizing that I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that people like me are caring about. These people don't know
Yep.
me. They've never met me. They've never saw me, but they believe in me. So why am I not
Hmm.
believing in me? Oh, wait a minute. I am. And I have been, but I've gotten
Hmm.
struggles and I've gotten tired and exhausted. Well, we all get tired and exhausted. We got to work hard and we got to work hard and we got to work hard. But even trained athletes, after 7 months of training, and then, their season's over, they need some off time too. They need months for
Hmm.
their bodies to relax and repair before they can go back out there and hit the grindstone for another 6 or 7 months or however long it is. Right.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
positively, I've been trying to say to myself, bro, it's okay that you don't have it in you to work 10 hours a day hard labor anymore. You did that all summer.
Hmm.
It's okay to only
Hmm.
do 2 or 3 hours of hard work that you've scattered throughout the day while you're stirring sauce every half an hour and smelling it and putting your love into the food that you're going to have to eat all winter, so you don't have to buy as much processed foods. Right?
That's what we would have done. Exact. This is the time for reflection
Yeah.
of what we've done in the summer, and as you say, the harvest time, and just, yeah, being in that space. I think just we're programmed to constantly be doing something. We've constantly got to be going forward and striving for something, and we never stay in that present sort of holding space where we feel good and everything's fine, but we need more. And I was
Yeah.
taught that the other day off another spiritual healer, and she was like, "You're just where you're meant to be, Zoe. So just enjoy it. Just sit back, enjoy it. Because obviously I want my channel to grow, but I don't want it to overwhelm me. There's other things that I'm looking into, and I'm just like, right, just slow down, take a wee minute, and then things will come to you when it's the right alignment, basically."
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
you're protected, James. I think you're protected being so secluded because, like me, you're an empath. And if you're around drama and you're around people, we just get drained, we get stressed, we don't want to be near people. So you're meant to be alone as such. You're not lonely, but alone
Yeah.
to be who you are. I
And I
do.
have my lonely times. I used to get really lonely to the point where it really brought
Mhm.
me down. And then I
Mhm.
realized, like, yeah, it's okay, bud. You're allowed to feel
Mhm.
this way sometimes. And my friend
Mhm.
asked me, like, well, why do you want a partner in life now, et cetera, et cetera? When you have good things, you want to share them with the people you love as often as possible, right? I don't have that. I put in all this hard work. Now I'm ready to practice it.
Yeah, I get that. I get
And
that.
whether it be for a week or a year or a month, I'm okay with that too. Because, I'm not, I'd rather, I'd rather throw myself into the ring. I'm an adventurous type
Mhm.
human being. Like, sure, I've been
Mhm.
knocked down, but I was never knocked out of the game. I will always
Yeah,
get
I
up.
get you.
I will always get
Mhm.
up, and I will always want to give love another chance. Because
Mhm.
even every relationship I had that it has ended in the capacities in which they did, I can say, like, when I was with my wife, we were together for like 13-ish years. Well, 10 of those years were frigging awesome. And then one of
Mhm.
those years wasn't so good, and two of those years were pretty crappy, right?
Mhm.
Well, I'll take that any day. I'll take those odds
Mhm.
any day that I get 10 years of awesome for 3 years of bring it,
Yep. Yep.
right?
Exactly. And that's
I
the
don't want
thing.
to
If
give
you
up.
say it's going to happen, it will happen.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, yeah. I think I'm the opposite to you. I'm like, no, I'm just going to stay single because I'm safer. It's like, I'm really happy alone though. I don't get lonely. I've got my animals, I've got hobbies, I've got loads of things to keep me occupied. Obviously that's because of my mental health and stuff as well. But yeah, I just feel that when I start seeing somebody, or I don't know, it's like I fall off my path. I just
Yep.
maybe it's because the people that I've been with have been quite needy or whatever. Sorry, I'm just seeing Crone. I want Zoe's scarf. Yeah, it's my wee Halloween scarf. I thought I'd bring it out for October. It does look like it needs iron, but it actually just comes like that. But yeah, I thought there was bats, but it's actually swallows. I'm just noticing Crone's living my wee scarf. But yeah, Craig wants your specs. So there we go. We'll send your specs to Craig, and Crone can get my wee scarf. But no, you're quite vocal about wanting to find love and things like that. And I think you
But it's
deserve
like I found the root
somebody
of why,
amazing.
though. I think it's more of I found the
Yeah.
root of why I want that. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of types of people in the world. I'm an adventurous type of human being. If I get to the top of a mountain and see that way over there's another mountain, I want to see what's over there, right?
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
know that it was hard to get
Mm-hmm.
up here and
I
it's going
get
to be
that.
miserable getting down, let alone up another one, but I want to try.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try. Even
Yeah.
if this
Yeah.
mountain defeated
Mm-hmm.
me, it didn't defeat me because what did I learn from this mountain? And
Yeah.
life relationships are like mountains. They grow from under the ground and they grow up and they grow big and they take work. All these skills that all these things I didn't know before, I want to try them now. Like people, they work hard so that the girl will, want to date them after the first date. And then they work really hard so that they'll maybe want to co-reside. And then they work really hard because, oh, now she maybe wants to marry me. And then they're like, okay, I win. And they stop doing any work and they wonder why everything
Yeah.
collapses on them. Well, I've learned that
Mm-hmm.
every relationship takes constant work, like a garden, like anything, or it will die.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's your
Mm-hmm.
neighbor or your parent or your brother or your cousin or your lover, it doesn't matter. If you don't put in some work, it's going to die. It's going to fall apart. It's going to get
Mm-hmm.
miserable. And I want an opportunity to practice all the new positives that I've learned with another human
Mm-hmm.
being that is semi like minded because I want to be challenged. I want somebody who's definitely smarter than me and not afraid to put me in my place. Like, James, that was
Mm-hmm.
dumb. You just keep those thoughts in your head, right?
Love it. Love it. So you need kept on your toes, basically.
Yeah. Someone to push
Yeah.
me and
Yeah.
someone that wants, and like not necessarily pushing, but somebody that makes me want to push myself. And my
Mm-hmm.
being makes them want to push themselves just to be better at
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is that we're doing in the moment. because life's just a bunch
Mhm.
of moments. And maybe you like kite flying, but you only do it for a summer. Well, enjoy that summer flying a kite, right?
Mhm. Exactly. It's all about experiences, learning lessons. And there's Steph, the bus driver, was chatting her up tonight. I quickly put him off. You shouldn't put him off. Take it as a compliment, dear. Take it. But I get that. But as soon as somebody's a bit flirty, I sort of go, all right, okay, like shut down. I'm just like, no. But
Yeah.
you kind of got to embrace it. Um, if love was to come in my life, I wouldn't be like, no, no, no. But I would never go on dating sites. I would never go out looking. Look, just no, no, no. Craig says he heard Joe Rogan once say, if you want to know who you are, take note of what you do when you're alone. Meditate, tend to my animals. I live quite a boring life, but I would rather that than like drama constantly. Energy vampires, I've lived a life of that, being around people and wanting to help all the time, but not, not.
Well,
People can come to me when they want help.
right, but that's because you were around the right type of people in the right time, because all those people were needed to push you to where you are now, or you wouldn't be where you are now,
Absolutely. No,
right? So
absolutely.
when we put it
Absolutely.
into the energy of, I don't want anybody in my life, I'm happy this way, people coming to me if they need me, that's what we're going to get. I feel like
Mhm.
myself. I want more people in my life that are like-minded, ambitious human beings. And does it have to be somebody that I physically see? No. I ask the gods for these things and they've been brought to me. So I've got these amazing friends that, like yourself, that I can video chat with on the other side of the world. And
Exactly.
I got my homeboy down in the States, etc., here and there. So I've gotten these few
Mhm.
new friends. But like that inner Romanian in every human being, I'd rather have 4 quarters than 10 dimes when it comes to friends. And I've got
Yeah.
that. I've got 4 fucking 5 really good friends here, as well as 3 or 4 new really good friends online.
Mhm.
So, I've
Mhm.
been given really that. So it's
Which is
just
priceless.
I'm just looking for
Mhm.
that final piece of
Mhm.
the puzzle, which I know
Mhm.
God, for a lack of better term, or for a broad-scaped word, wants that for me too. Because if I'm suffering, they're suffering. And I don't
Mhm.
suffer
Mhm.
often, but when I do, as you know, when we hurt more than most. And it's not a I'm better or worse type person, but like, things affect myself a lot harder than they do some other people that are around me. And
Yeah.
it can be difficult because they're like, man, why does he take that shit so hard? Well, it's a direct reflection of how much I love, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
or it's a direct reflection of when something hurts you, it's because of how much you cared. So
Mhm.
if you
Of
cared so
course.
much, it's going to hurt so much, right? Like I
Mhm.
said to Nikki the other day, speaking of like a direct reflection of love, I used to not be a very good human being. Okay. I used to be a pretty dark, bad person. My ability to
Mhm.
love the way I do is a direct opposite reflection of how much I used to hate. So that's why
I
I've
get
said
that.
to people, like, do not poke the dragon that is inside, because you can't defeat it, right? Nobody will win. And that person is needed in order to protect my friends and family if something bad was going to happen.
Mm.
So I say to my
Mhm.
friends, like, please don't try to see if you can get a reaction out of me, because that's not positive. Like, if you want to get a
No,
reaction out of somebody,
exactly.
make them laugh, or make them
Yep.
smile,
Yep.
or make them chuckle,
Mhm.
or whatnot, right? Don't try to
Mhm.
embarrass your friends.
Mhm.
Don't try and make your friends angry. Don't try and confuse them by changing subjects, like dramatically, being silly or
Mhm.
whatnot, if they're talking to you about something serious. Like, I've recently
Mhm.
heard a good friend of mine, because I wasn't listening at the capacity in which she needed me to. And
Okay.
thankfully, thankfully we can learn from that, because we're good friends. And she was able to accept my heartfelt apology of, like, look, I
Good.
apologize that I didn't listen as well as I should have, as much as you needed me to
Good.
be. And I was like, but I'm a real
Mhm.
blabbermouth, and I need to be told right to my face, James, shut up. This is important to me. Pay attention. And I was like, and I won't get offended because I know I need to be told to shut up and pay attention. Got a million things going on in my brain 100 times a day, just like you and many of us healers, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we speak to a lot of people that are going through a lot of things and we want to be there, but it's easy to forget what people are going through, if you know what I mean, because there is so many people going through things just now. And it's not that basically, I would love to help everybody. Of course we can, but we can only give a little bit of ourselves, or we end up with nothing for ourselves. Like I think of a teapot. If you keep pouring it out and giving everybody their wee cup of tea, then there's nothing in it. So we need to go back and literally fill that wee teapot, whether it be just sitting ourselves, doing your gardening with your animals or whatever takes your fancy. Yeah, because I used to run on empty and I used to spread myself so thinly that I'd actually break. But I'd be like, oh, it's okay. I was helping that person. Oh, but it's like, no, I've learned to actually look after myself now. Like, I am number one. Nobody's coming to save me. Nobody else is going to look after me. So, for the first time ever, I'm looking after myself. I'm thinking of me first. Boundaries, like putting boundaries out to friends and family and stuff like that. I've never been able to do it, but I am now, and it's good because they
Yep.
don't overstep it and know where they are. And I just life's a lot easier. And obviously, it's been off codeine as well because my brain's a lot clearer.
Yep.
So yeah, it's hard
It's not
times, but I
self.
just feel
It's
everything's
not
getting better.
selfish saying. It's not selfish saying to somebody like, "Look, I can't." And you don't need to explain yourself to people of why you can't. Right? That comes from the
Exactly.
jading of having to explain your actions because you don't
Mhm,
want to do something or you're unable to do something. You can just say no because no is a complete sentence and it doesn't
mhm,
need any explanations. Like if someone's like, hey, I really
mhm,
want you or I really need you to come and do this, you can just be like, sorry, no.
mhm.
Right? And you don't
And
even
that's
need
the
to say
thing, I think we
sorry,
don't
but
wanna
we do.
offend. Yeah, we don't wanna offend people, but we're not offending people. They're just like, "Okay," and it's like, "Oh, that was easy." That's what
Yeah.
I was like, "Alright, okay."
Yeah.
It's hurting yourself if you do things that you don't wanna do, and I'm done with doing that, you know? I'm
Yeah.
done
I
with
mean,
being
definitely
passive and
there's
just being
times
like,
I'm
"Yeah,
going to do things I don't want to do. Right? Because my friends are going to
well,
need me
yeah."
to do something, and my brain's going to be like, oh man, you
Mhm,
really don't want to do this.
mhm,
But they've been
mhm,
there for me before when they probably didn't want to be, so I'm gonna. But it doesn't mean you have to do it every time,
mhm,
right?
mhm. And I'm noticing people apologizing for being like, "Oh, I'm sorry for putting this on you," or "I'm sorry for venting." I'm like, "No, it's life." I don't take it on board. As long as you don't take it on board and you can just support people, then that's a lot easier. I used to take it all on board. And I'd be like, oh, that person, I'd be sitting worrying about them all day and stressing about them. And that did nothing apart from made me ill. It didn't help them. They didn't even know that I was thinking of them. So now I
Yeah,
realise just positive thoughts, picture them in good places or whatever, because visualization really, really helps.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, the comments. I've just noticed that people are talking in the comments. So sorry.
That's all right.
Craig takes
See,
time
look,
to
you're
sit in
still
his car for five
apologizing, right?
minutes. Yeah, I know. I always do that. I'm terrible for that. Terrible. No, Craig does do that. He goes and sits in his car, and sometimes he's listening to my meditations and stuff, just to get himself in a zone. But I think a lot of the people in our communities are loners as such because we're not gelling with the people around us because we're way too awake, if you know what I mean. And I don't mean that
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I find the more awake, the less people you gel with.
I think
Do you know
that
what I mean? For
somebody,
day to day.
some spiritual guy that I was watching on YouTube had said when you reach a certain point of ascension, the people that are still fully plugged into the matrix just can't see us anymore.
Yeah,
Like you could
yeah,
literally
true.
be on a bus with
Mm.
them sitting directly across from you and they'd be listening to their tunes and their iPod just
Or on the phone. Mhm,
and they wouldn't even see you
mhm,
there. Right.
mhm.
And
It's so
I'm
true.
gonna be all right with that. Like I
Mm,
like the Matrix though. I like jumping in there sometimes, I like to see what weird people are doing or what
mhm,
non-weird people are doing. I like to observe. I like to see the world. I would like to. I like to do stuff. I want to see everything, like food. I almost
Yep,
want to taste every
yep.
food that's out there. I mean, I know there's some stuff I don't want to eat, but if I was in some
Yep,
third
I
world
get you.
country and that's what they were eating, I'm gonna eat some.
Right, okay. Yep, I get
Oh,
that.
I can't
I get
smoke on
that.
TV anymore. I'm
I
just gonna
know,
have
isn't it? I
smoke.
know it. No, of course, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. I don't think that you're a weirdo, Craig. I think your workmates are weird because they're all stuck in the matrix, basically. And I think it's great that you go and sit in your car and you're not fake and you're not sitting. Sorry, I had my hair cut today and there's wee hairs that are like itching my nose, so I do apologise. I think there's a couple of hairs on my nose. Classy tech. Even my daughter calls me the village crazy lady. Oh yeah, definitely. Like the things that Dylan basically says to me, he comes through and I've got like the shamanic beats on in the rig because I don't really listen to mainstream music. It's always like healing music. And he's like, "My mom, what are
That's
you
funny
listening
though,
to now?"
Teresa, because in almost every great movie from that certain genre, when shit hits the fan, they always go to the village crazy lady for help
That's
because she
true.
knows what to do.
Yep, that's true. Exactly. I don't think crazy is a insult at all. If somebody calls me crazy, I'm like, yeah, like brilliant. I take that as a compliment because I'm far from normal. I don't know what normal is, but I don't want to be it. You know, I like being quite zany and stuff like that. So yeah, crazy. I don't feel it depends how it's said to you, of course. Um, Ray J says, I saw that 30 years ago in London, everyone's sitting on buses and the tubes, reading books and ignoring everything that's going around. And now it's phones. Totally. That was part of the agenda. Get everybody focused on phones so they're not looking up and in the sky and interacting. And yeah, I see it. That's the thing. You just look around, everybody's on their phone.
Yeah.
It's
When my best
madness.
friend Marku was here from Finland and we were taking him back to the bus so he could catch a bus to New York for his plane home, we stopped at this lighthouse by where people keep their sailboats and stuff on the Ottawa River. And there was like not 300, there was about 75 people all on the pier by the lighthouse, all playing Pokemon. And like, I
Oh,
literally was
yeah. Yep.
I was afraid for my life. I thought that me and my homeboy and our ride were going to get killed by the Big Bang Theory. It was like,
Wow.
just
Yeah,
all
me.
these.
I did play that.
Yeah.
I am guilty. But yeah, as you say, they're looking down at things rather than looking at the beautiful place that they're actually in and the nature and the lighthouse. And yeah, yeah, product of design. Absolutely. And I do
Yeah.
worry for the future and like Dylan's kids and stuff because they're just all going to be plugged into stuff and yeah, no interaction, no social skills.
Well,
But
just
yeah,
think
I'll
his
deal
kids
with that
won't
when
even
they're
have
five.
a device here. It'll be plugged into their brain and they'll
Not
just
me.
be
I
doing it.
know. Not on my watch. Granny Johnston says no. I'll be taking them to schools and everything. I'll homeschool them. I'll homeschool all my grandkids. I'll have them totally switched on. Absolutely. It's so
Oh,
cold in here. I'm absolutely freezing. It's so cold in Scotland just now. Mind you, I say that to James in the winter. I message him and I'm like, oh, it's really cold. And he's like, yeah, it's like minus 14. And I'm like, okay, it's only like -1. Oh, he's shouting at the dog, I think. I think so. My animals have been going a bit crazy, so that's why I keep looking about because I hear the kitten chasing the bunny and I feel so bad.
you can hear my
Pokemon,
animals
what
going
was it?
insane.
I can't hear you, the dog. No. Is that what
No,
it
you
was? Pokemon spy tool for real-time surveillance. Wow. Yeah, I get that. Did somebody not find a dead body in a suitcase when they were doing like a Pokemon thing? And there was like
it
a
wouldn't
body in the
surprise
suitcase
me.
at a harbour. I'm sure I've seen that.
It wouldn't
Or there
surprise
was
me.
like a nap and you went and found things. It was like a secret box you'd go and find, and there was a body in one. I'll need to look that up. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure that happened. But yeah, no, it's a different generation. I would love to go back to college and do some stuff, but I just couldn't. I'd probably get chucked out within a week because I wouldn't agree with anything that they said or done or like yeah, it's a different. I'll just stay in my wee lane. I'll stay in my little shamanic zone with my jungle tobacco. And I
That's
got
where
some
we're.
cacao, which is like
It's where you're
cocoa.
supposed to be.
Oh, exactly, exactly. And I feel that. I feel like, yeah, it's just a wee holding space. Winter's got me. Time to just chill, reflect, do some journeys with my drumming, and then grow basically as a healer. So what's your
Yeah.
plans for the winter? What do you do if you've done all your cooking? Like,
Well, this
what do you
winter
do?
I'm
Just stay
going
cozy.
to focus again on like baking, learning new recipes. I have a
Mhm.
stainless steel prep table now, but it's at my buddy Peter's place, like from out of the restaurant, so I can get it all nice and clean.
Nice.
So I can use that for making dough
Brilliant.
on and stretching candy and new things that I want to learn how to do. I
Cool.
want to do a
Yeah,
lot
you've
more.
got a sweet tooth.
I like candy. I do, right?
I've noticed. I've
I like
noticed.
cake.
Yeah.
But hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
I try and stay fit-ish so that I can enjoy those candies.
Exactly. Exactly. I just have to look at cake and I'm like, so no, I'm on a health mission just now. I'm not on a diet, but I'm on a healthy eating plan. Just yeah, just don't eat crap, Zoe. If I don't buy it, I don't eat it. And I've bought loads of veg lately. I'm really into radishes. Do you
Yep,
call them radishes? Probably. Just really
yep.
thinly sliced in a salad. I'm liking them.
Yeah, they're
I'm
like
liking
red
it. And
on the
loads of
outside
garlic.
generally, white on the
Yeah,
inside, a bit peppery tasting.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I've been experimenting with a couple of things. I just want to eat healthier, get my diet better. So it's just onwards, focusing on myself this winter. And I think I want to try boxercise, the keep fit thing, and I'm going to start doing that at home. So yeah, I want to get fit. Might do a little
Nice.
blog.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
watching people online that have like lost loads of weight in 6 months just like training at home. So I think I might give it a wee bash. Keeps us busy. And
yeah. It
obviously I'll be
does.
doing my channel.
And don't like from years of doing athletic stuff. Don't set goals other than I'm going to
Yeah.
try and be more physically active and enjoy my life more.
Mhm,
You'll find you're a lot
mhm,
happier that way than saying, "Oh, I'm going to lose this much weight or I'm going to lose this many inches." Fuck how
mhm,
much you
mhm.
weigh and how many inches you have.
Yeah,
Focus
yeah,
on
totally.
enjoying your life and eating food that you
Mhm,
love. If you love to eat food that might not be like if you like to eat biscuits and gravy and stuff all the time, stop telling yourself it's unhealthy, right?
mhm.
If you keep
Exactly it.
saying, "Oh,
True.
this is so unhealthy, this is why I have this extra weight," well, that's why it's unhealthy and you're overweight.
Mhm,
Just say this food is
mhm.
blessed and
Exactly.
giving me the nutrition that I need to sustain
Mhm,
life and
mhm,
live the best you can, happy about what you're eating.
mhm.
And like, obviously, if you're going to eat 5 cheeseburgers, you're going to gain too much weight. I mean, and that's talking to you, James, because I know how many, then that's myself. I love cheeseburgers and I eat far too many of them. But you know what?
Wow.
I might not wake up tomorrow. And if we have a
No, true,
remembering
true.
consciousness when we're not here and we go to be some other all creation type being, I want to be able to be like,
Mhm,
yeah, bro, you ate that cheeseburger,
mhm.
right?
Absolutely. No, I get that. I get that. It's like do anything that makes you happy as long as you're not hurting anybody else and you're not hurting yourself. As
That's
they say,
right.
you could go out and get hit by a truck tomorrow. So live life to the fullest. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Life's way too short. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't know what's in store for you. But
Like,
obviously, you want to be a wee bit healthier and not eat cheeseburgers like 10 times a day or whatever.
yeah.
But balance.
I,
Let's just say
I
balance.
legit eat
Okay.
20 cheeseburgers a month. I mean, they're homemade cheeseburgers, but
Okay. Okay.
it's my go-to meal. I buy nice buns at the bakery and I throw them in the
Mhm.
freezer the day I buy them. So when you take them out of the freezer, they're as fresh as the day you
Nice.
purchase them. Bread's one of those
Nice.
things that works fantabulous that way. So I could just
Mhm.
grab some ground
Mhm.
meat, make up some patties, throw it on a bun with some cheese, with mayo or different types of condiments, and it's my favorite food. I didn't eat beef for like 15 years. And I just
Wow.
kept craving
Wow.
cheeseburgers and craving cheeseburgers, even though I'd make them with pork and lamb and wild meat.
Mm,
It didn't do it.
nice.
So one day I was
Nice.
like, you know what? I'm having a cheeseburger. And I've been back on beef ever since, but it's 99% of the beef I eat is cheeseburgers.
Wow. But you're making them. It's not as if you're going to McDonald's and getting their shitty meat that's full of whatever. Do you know what I mean? You're making
Yeah.
them homemade and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's better. That's
I
allowed.
get McDonald's every 6 to 10 months. Like
Oh,
some years I might have
yeah.
it twice a year, but other years I might not. I might only have it once a year.
Hmm.
Like
Do you
to
remember
poison
that Super
myself.
Size Me? Yeah,
What's
exactly.
yeah?
Remember the Super Size Me? Was it Michael Moore? I think his name was.
No,
Um,
that was
he, what was
Spurlock
his name?
that did supersized me.
Oh no, that's right. And
Yeah,
wow, even his
Morgan's.
liver started like going into mush and oh, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
So no
No,
like it, no
exactly.
like it.
But like I say, like every about 6 or 8 months, I just get a craving for it, and I will eat like $25 worth of it and completely toxify my body. But then I
Yeah,
know that my
yeah,
body has like 6 or 8 months to heal from eating that.
yeah. True. I get that. Exactly. As I say, balance. Just eat absolute veg for the next 6 months, and you'll be absolutely fine. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
all balance. It's all balance.
Well, like
Exactly.
that
Sorry, I'm
Spurlock
pushing my
guy,
weight
he
now.
poisoned himself for 30 days eating nothing
Yep,
but McDonald's. And in
yep.
6 weeks, he had fully repaired his body from eating properly. But who
That
wants to
shows
do that?
you.
If you've been eating that way for 20 years, how long is it going to take you to repair your body, right? So
No,
if
true.
if you eat too much toxic food, it's going to be bad. But you know what? When you have a treat, don't feel bad about it.
No,
Feel
exactly.
positive about it.
And,
Be like, oh
and
my God, this treat is so delicious and it's so good for my soul. It might not
mhm,
be good for
mhm.
our organs, but it's good for our soul.
No, that's true. That's true.
Right.
Yeah,
And we
I,
have
I
to
like
feed
that.
our soul too. Like, I don't know if you guys have cinnamon buns, like sticky buns that are brown
Yeah,
sugar and
yeah,
cinnamon, and right?
yep, yep. Love
Those
them.
are
Love them.
so probably not good for us. But if you eat four of them, it's okay. I give you
Hmm.
permission to eat four
Absolutely.
big giant sticky buns once a month
Hmm.
and just say this is good for my soul. It won't hurt you.
Hmm. No, that's true. As long as you're not gluttonous and you're not stuffing your face all day, every day with stuff like that, you know? Exactly.
No,
I like that.
that's
It's
it.
good for your soul.
Yeah. I give
Remember that
myself
next
that
time you're
allowance.
going
That allowance of
to.
1 day a month, I can eat whatever I want to, whether it be fast food, whether it be macaroni and cheese out of a box,
Mhm,
it might be
mhm,
like hamburger helper full of processed powdered ingredients. And I just say, hey, this is my cheat day. I'm going to eat a whole
mhm.
giant bag of M&Ms. I'm going to eat this
Exactly.
giant bag of chips. I'm going to have half a pie. I'm not going to feel bad
Ah,
about it at
love it.
all.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
Or
Radio
like,
said that 40% of the US Army is now obese or overweight, and they think that they can fight three wars at the same time. It's true, though. I mean, yeah, even some
yeah.
policemen I've seen, I'm like, how do they run? Like, I thought you would have to be quite athletic to be in like police and stuff like that, but clearly not. Because
Well,
just, yeah,
they've
it's
got so
different.
many of them, and they've got fancy walkie-talkies to say he ran this way. We're gonna follow
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Totally, yeah. No,
Yeah,
sorry. I have been a little bit off par tonight. My wisdom tooth's coming in. And every time I talk, it literally bites my cheek. So
ow.
I've just had a message off my friend saying, watching your stream, are you okay? You're very quiet. So yeah, the reason I've not been as bouncy is just, yeah, it's been coming in for about a year now. Um, but it's at the very end, and every time I speak, I'll bite my cheek basically. But
It's like
I've
impacted or
managed, I've
something.
managed. It's just splitting the gum. It's coming through basically. At my
Ow.
grand old age, I'm getting new teeth. How crazy
Yeah.
is that?
Oh, well, they say people are
Younger,
getting
more wise.
taller, people are getting wiser, people are growing as we come into the new 5D world.
Well, yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what
We
it is
won't worry
because I'm
about you
getting
unless
wise.
you start growing horns.
Well, exactly. Some people get them implanted as well, don't they? They get like under their skin to look like that and morph into things. And oh, not for me. Now we're at 55 minutes. I'm going to cut this short if that's okay.
That's
Purely
wonderful.
because the
Sure, dear.
paracetamol's wearing off. Yeah, but we will get you on sooner than a month because we left it a wee bit too long last time, and I've got some amazing paranormal stuff that I'm going to share. I'm going to put that up this week. But as always, James, it is an absolute pleasure to have had you.
Thank
I
you so
wish
much.
you
I love
more
being here.
harvesting, More so, I want
Yeah.
you to send me some of that sauce through the post, but I think by the time it got to Scotland, it would probably not be the nicest. You never know.
Why? If I get
Some of your
stored in a,
special
I
sauce.
can store my salsa for like 18 months before you're
Hey,
any risk of food poisoning.
you could
It's
probably
been
send me some.
processed.
How exciting would
It's
that
been
be?
processed. It's in a
Hey,
sealed jar, like it's vacuum
oh,
sealed.
really,
Yeah, yeah. It's all
really.
legit.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do
Yeah,
it. Send me some food.
I
Send me
will.
some food.
I'll send you some salsa,
What
and then
would
you'll be
you?
like, "Oh, geez, I
Yes,
need to know how to make this." And then I think maybe
yes,
next year I'll probably do a how-to make salsa video.
brilliant. And I'll eat it live on our stream.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
You'll be
this is
like, "Oh my, yeah, yeah." You'll have to open it on
Linktr.
the live stream and taste it on the live. Yeah,
Unboxing. Well, my present for Canada. We'll do that.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
look,
Right,
everyone that's
I love you
watching,
all.
we love
Excuse me,
you.
sorry. Yes.
If you're watching the live stream, thank you for being here. If you're watching the replay, thanks for being here. Remember, you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. You're a beautiful human being. I love you with every fiber of my soul. And thank you for believing in me. Thank you for believing in the journey that we're all going through together as we just focus on the positive things in life. And when you're negative, just remember that's okay too, because you know what? Mountain of life, man. Ups and
Mhm.
downs.
Absolutely. And on that vibe, guys, I love you all. Love